Sense is here and welcome to a new video. This time I'll solve the part 3 of the chemistry exam of Monbukagakusho 2008. So let's do it. Electrolysis. The problem says, in the electrolysis of 200 ml of 0.15 mol per liter of copper sulfate solution using platinum electrodes, 0.16 grams of oxygen gas evolved at the anode. Answer the following questions. How many Faradays of charge was passed through the solution? So the topic here is electrolysis indeed. In the electrolysis process, we all know that in the anode occurs oxidation and that in the cathode occurs a reduction. In this problem, being copper sulfate is the substance in the solution, in the anode evolves oxygen gas, and in the cathode the copper ion reduces and is plated as solid copper. Using equivalence, we can find out how many Faradays pass through the solution. So we have 0.16 grams of oxygen gas. We know that in 1 mole of oxygen gas there are 32 grams. And since this reaction in the anode, we observe that for each mole of oxygen gas is liberated 4 moles of electrons. And we know that 1 mole of electrons is equivalent to 1 Faraday. Now we cancel out the units and get 0.02 Faradays. What should be the molarity of copper sulfate solution after the electrolysis? So we know that the copper sulfate dissolves into water and into copper 2 ion and sulfate ion, but by electrolysis some of the copper ion was converted into solid copper, so the concentration of this solution will decrease after the electrolysis. We can find the initial moles of copper 2 plus since the information given by the problem, multiplying the volume 0.2 liters and the molarity 0.15 ml per liter, and by equivalence from this ionization reaction 1 mole of copper sulfate gives 1 mole of copper ion, and finally we get 0.03 moles of copper ion. Now this is the initial moles. How many moles was consumed in this electrolysis? So we have 0.02 Faraday. Faraday is equivalent to 1 mole of electrons. And in the reduction of copper we observe that each mole of copper 2 plus needs 2 moles of electrons in order to reduce in solid copper. Now we cancel out the units and we get 0.01 moles of copper 2 plus consumed in the electrolysis. So after the electrolysis the moles of copper 2 plus ion remaining are 0.02 moles and the volume is still the same, 0.2 liters. So finally the concentration of copper sulfate after the electrolysis will be 0.1 mol per liter. And that's the answers. Thanks for watching and please subscribe to my channel to get the newest videos. Visit my Facebook page, represent and email me for an online class if you want. It could be in English or Spanish. See you next video, part 4.